Just like that.
Whoo! Sounds so soulful, don't you agree?
So smooth. Just the way it's supposed to be.
You can never go wrong with a little bit of tone stiff.
Not at all.
If you ain't heard, you better ask somebody.
He brings the goods. He delivers.
Yes, he damn sure does. Shit. We back again. Episode... yeah.
That one.
Whatever it is.
Yes.
51, 52, something like
Somewhere
that.
around there.
As always, it is your boy, the bad guy, P-Mac.
It's your boy, the Walking Holiday He-Man.
We back here again. Yeah, it's been a long 2 weeks.
It has.
You know, it feels like a lot longer than just 2 weeks since the last time we recorded.
True that.
Because we had the beautiful Miss Lexi on episode 50. That's
yes.
right. So this is 51.
Yes, 51.
Gotcha. This
51. You're right.
Yes.
You're right. Which was a great episode.
It was.
It was a lot of fun.
Shout out Lexi.
Yes.
Yeah. Still ready to hoop it up whenever y'all come down. And you coming too.
Oh, yeah. I'll be there.
We got to go out there, meet a few people, network a little bit.
That's the name of the game.
Hoop it up a little bit. Hopefully I don't hurt myself.
Shake hands, kiss babies.
There you go.
All that good stuff.
Yeah, most definitely. I'm really trying to figure out where to start. I guess we can just go ahead and start with the newest edition of what we're going to try to start doing now.
Yes.
I played this song for a reason.
Right.
Tone Stith, back for more.
Right.
This is our song of the week.
There we go.
I picked this song. Let me rewind a little bit. Earlier this week, I was featured on Your Best Friend.
Dear God.
The lovely Miss Anna.
I'm
the
sober.
Fabs podcast, Love and Lust. If you haven't checked it out, your boy was on there holding it down for one half of the Thundercats.
No doubt. Damn good
and
podcast.
we had a discussion that led to those people that are selfish in the bedroom.
Mm-hmm.
I played this song for a reason. The song is called Back for More.
Right.
Fellas, I'm on your ass.
Bruh.
I'm on your ass. I'm extremely prideful.
Likewise.
There's nothing wrong with being prideful,
Mm-hmm.
but it needs to be directed in the right ways.
Right.
This was actually something else that I mentioned on her podcast because she asked me what are some tips that I could give for guys that go down on their lady.
Right.
I can't really go into specifics because, as I mentioned on there, every woman is different. What works for one may not work for another one. So I can't just go tips on actual actions to do.
Right.
My biggest piece of advice was be patient.
Right.
Be gentle. That's not like, giving head. That's not like that rough sex.
Right.
Giving head
different.
needs to be, you got to take time to enjoy it.
Exactly.
And make sure she enjoys it.
Right.
But you have those guys that can be so egocentric that they don't care. Or I'm not going to say they don't care. It's more of you can't tell them nothing.
Mm-hmm.
You can't critique them on what they do in the bedroom because, that ego of theirs,
Right.
they can't handle it.
Right.
You got a lot of women that will sit back and won't even tell them because they know that their man's ego can't handle it.
Right.
That I'm not really feeling this. Maybe you could try doing this. They're not gonna like that.
Mm-hmm.
Another piece of my advice was to check your ego at the door. Don't be too prideful.
Right.
Like I said, I'm extremely prideful,
Mm-hmm.
but it's in a different direction.
Right.
I take pride in making sure that you enjoy yourself.
Right.
That you get your rocks off. I take pride. I've been there to where I hit her with the whammy,
Right.
and she's laying there shaking for 10 minutes after we done already finished because it was so good to her.
Right.
Gave myself a pat on the back for that shit. That's what I take pride in.
Right.
But I'm not above criticism.
Mm-hmm.
I want to know if there's something that you enjoy. Is there something I could do more of? Is there something you don't want me to do anymore?
Mm-hmm.
I want to know that because obviously, yes, I want to get my nut, but my first goal is to please.
Right.
I want to make sure you get yours. If applicable, ladies first.
Right.
That goes for sex too.
That's the way it's
That
supposed to
goes
be.
for busting nuts. That's how I feel.
Right.
So that's where my pride is at.
Mm-hmm.
So I played this song Back for More for that reason.
Right.
my main goal in the bedroom is I want you coming back for more.
Yeah.
I want you looking for me in the daytime with a flashlight, beating down my door. I want all of that.
Yes.
I feel like that should be the main goal. But you got a lot of people that won't.
Bro.
Nah.
Because
It's.
like you say, it has to be some level of pride. If you don't have any craftsman, anybody that is worth their weight in gold that cares about what they do, motherfuckers just don't put any damn thing. Well, some people do just put some shit together and expect it to sell wholeheartedly. But when you devote your time to something, when you put your all in anything, and you see the impact that it has on people that enjoy it, like it, love it, like you say, that sense of pride, it hits. That same artistry, craftsmanship that you take in building and presenting something to the world should be taken in the bedroom as well.
Yeah.
Because, like you say, first of all, be patient. What's the rush? What is the rush? It's no rush. Also, read her body. She gonna tell you everything that you need to know without her saying a word. It's gonna be a whole lot of It's gonna be a whole lot of signs, shaking, movements. Read her body. But like you say, a lot of guys are above critique because of their ego. I got this. I've been doing this for so long. But just because you've been doing it for so long, that don't mean you've been doing it right.
Yeah, and they roll with this, that I did this with this chick, I'm gonna do the same thing with this next girl. It don't work like that.
Shit.
Yeah, there's certain shit that even just something as simple as rubbing the clit. Obviously, that's everybody fucking knows that.
No
That's universal for everyone. While you giving this away, but it's that extra shit.
Right.
You gotta adjust your game. It's like. We always use sports analogies on this.
Right.
What worked against this team may not work against that team.
No.
You got a game plan accordingly
Per game.
from partner to partner. Now, obviously, that's more so if you're a hoe and you going back and forth, But
Right.
I mean, you get what I'm saying. Like if I'm in a relationship with this chick, we together for 5 years.
Right.
We break up. I can't expect what worked in the bedroom for this girl to work with this girl just because it worked with her.
Right.
I have to adjust accordingly.
Exactly.
I'm not saying don't try what worked with that chick because it may work.
Right.
But pay attention.
Have to.
You gotta pay attention, man.
You have to. I mean, studies have shown, believe it or not, that one of the greatest things that contributes to our happiness is being gratuitous, giving, not receiving, but giving to another person and seeing how it impacts them. Ladies, if your man is not willing to go down on you first, now I get there are times to where you're in the mood. You want to be the giver. You want to be able to feel that same sense of elation, showing that I got my man like this. But if you're always the one that has to instigate that, foreplay, oral sex, and he's the only one that's sitting back, P-Mac say, that's selfish motherfucker.
Mm-hmm.
That is a selfish motherfucker. And if he go down and he half-ass do it, this is my theory. I say break the plate. I say stop. Don't. What's the point of putting yourself through that? Because what a lot of guys don't understand is that with women, sex is a very mental thing. So if she's not there mentally, she's not going to get her nut.
Mm-mm.
She is not going to come. It's just not going to happen. She'll go through the motions. She'll act like it. But guess what? She will fake a O on you so motherfucking quick.
Yeah. And on top of that, I typically, and I believe you're the same way. We practice, not speaking on things that we are not knowledgeable about or knowledgeable enough about.
Exactly.
And anytime that's the situation, I'm going to go seek the answer,
Right.
To the information of stuff that I am ignorant towards.
Yes.
One thing I have learned, fellas, hear me on this. The probability is extremely low for a woman to orgasm simply off of penetration.
Right.
It's actually extremely low. That's why you have to be good at other things as well. And
Right.
I'm speaking specifically about going down on it. Now, again, not doing that for everybody.
Right.
That's
not meant for
more
everybody.
special.
Right.
You know what I mean? You know, if it's just a chick I'm fucking around with that I'm not giving head, she's just gonna have to be happy with the nut that she busts.
Exactly. That's it.
If you don't orgasm, I'm not about to go that extra mile and give you some head just because we're fucking around. That's not me. I'm not just finna be sitting down here going down on everybody.
It just doesn't work. That. You are asking to become a damn STD salad to do some shit like that.
Mm-hmm.
So, and the crazy thing about it is, sometimes the orgasm doesn't necessarily start with foreplay or sex. It starts with talk.
Mm-hmm.
It starts with setting the mood, taking command, that confidence. It can start with a small conversation. It can start with a small brush of the neck. It could start with a small grabbing around the waist. Things of that nature. That is where the orgasm starts. But if you think you finna just put your dick in there and just think that she just gonna be down for it and it's just gonna happen, for some women it might. But the odds are not in your favor if that's the route that you're gonna take and take alone.
Yep.
You know. So, nah, fellas, you gotta do better.
Yep.
You have to do better. Like you said, want them coming back for more.
And then to double back on how every woman is different, there are a lot of women that will come and orgasm way easier than other women. So you have to pay attention to that too.
Mm-hmm.
Because you sitting there, you with a chick that she orgasms very easily, and you sitting there trying to do the same shit with the next chick, and she doesn't.
Right.
Watch what happens. You wake up in the morning looking for breakfast. No fucking breakfast.
Then you finna take this candy cane.
You better put them Pop-Tarts in the fucking toaster. Shit.
She gonna
fuck
leave.
out of my face. Shit. Nigga really sitting down there doing the fucking ABCs on my fucking clit and thinking I'm a nut. I don't know where the fuck you learn that shit from.
It is too much information out there for guys to be doing the same shit that was going on back in the 1970s, whatever. You got the internet. You got Pornhub. You got your mouth to ask questions. It is long because the thing, fellas always think that we the only ones that'll step out if we're unhappy sexually. When in reality, sometimes women would do that exact same thing when you are not willing to evolve.
Mm-hmm.
Feel like you doing the same shit over and over and over again. Fellas, that is a quick way for a woman. Just like how to get that orgasm is mental. Before she leave you is mental too.
Mm-hmm.
So they go hand in hand. But like you say, be the Pop-Tart prince if you want to. Waking up, cooking, it's be just for her.
Mm-hmm. Now, we would not be doing our jobs properly if we did not look at it from both sides.
Correct.
So, ladies, and supposedly I have to be careful how I say this. You know, anytime we say something, anything regarding women, we're bashing women.
The
so
truth
we can't
hurts.
say anything.
The truth hurts. The truth can be heavy. It can seem like a bet, but
I don't really give a shit. I'm gonna keep giving it. You know,
they got
only how we give it. You can pick up what we're putting down if you want to.
That is your choice.
But we would not be doing our job if we did not look at it from both aspects, because that makes it look like we're more than what we are.
Correct.
If we call out men for that shit, but we don't call out women, we're not here to do that.
No, not at all.
And if you can't handle that, that's not on us. So I don't really give a shit. So, not saying this is all women. I'm not stupid enough to say that this is all women, but there are some women that, even when they man ain't really putting it down like that, they gas them up anyway.
Ooh,
there are women that do that.
Look at her.
I feel your spirit is heavy.
Ooh,
I've talked to some of y'all that do this. I have talked to some of y'all that do this. Y'all gas your man up, even though he not really taking care of business like that. All you're doing is, if you are not actually planning on being with this man forever, all you're doing is ruining it for the next woman.
Look.
Because he gonna think he doing some shit, and he ain't doing a damn thing, because you have gassed him up to think that he is actually putting in work in the bedroom. I'm just being honest. I've had these conversations before. I was dumbfounded when I've had these conversations, dude.
This can't be life.
Yes, I've even had some women that they gas their man up right, They gas him up, right? And you know who the fuck you are.
Oh, man.
I ain't gonna mention no name, but you know who the fuck you are. But I've even had women tell me before that they gas their man up,
right?
And get him big headed, thinking he putting in work in the bedroom. That way, if he was to step out and cheat, he's not actually as good as he think he is.
No,
I have had this conversation before.
No.
I'm like, I was dumbfounded by this shit, man.
Ladies that do this, are y'all pain freaks? Are y'all what the fuck is really going on? Who set themselves up for failure like that? Look, I understand.
I'm like, that's some cold shit, man.
You could cheerlead a whole lot of games. You could cheerlead your husband or your man at a pickup game, basketball. You can do it at a sport event. You can do it at pool. Mm-hmm. You can do whatever. Sex, if he is not bringing his A game, there's no participation trophies in sex. Probably the first 1 or 2 times because you get a feel for each other. But if it ain't 30 and you gassing him up, both of y'all are finna go over the damn river. Finna go over the cliff.
And then the side part on that is, the reasoning of if he steps out, he's not as good as he is. I'm like, then that means you're putting up with subpar sex.
Yes.
Just to make a point.
Mediocre meat. That is what you're doing. That is what you're doing. You putting up with mediocre meat on purpose to make him faithful. What happened if he's thinking, I'm King Dingling, and he want to go out there and share because you done gassed him up?
I'm trying to tell you, motherfucker walking in there with the big dick, walk with a little dick. You know what I mean? Like, come on, ladies.
No.
Like, just be.
No.
What do we always see on Twitter? Normalize this. Yes. Normalize that.
Right.
Normalize being able to critique your partner in the bedroom.
Yes.
That goes both ways.
Yes.
Fellas, if your lady ain't on her shit, normalize critiquing her.
Yes.
On that shit.
And especially where it's coming from. Not in a place to where you guys are getting into an argument and you say, hey, your pussy stink, or hey, your dick small. Not in that type of manner, but after the fact, if you feel like that something isn't right or you're not being pleased the way you should be, especially if this is a person you plan on spending the rest of your life with, you should be able to say, hey, babe, we need to talk. Look, I understand what you was trying to do, but that shit didn't happen. So maybe we could talk about this is kind of what I like. All right, let me, next time we get down to it, we could go through it slowly. And both parties should be open to that. Now, Angel Face ain't got no problem telling a nigga a damn thing. Yeah. Whether it's about sex, life, anything. So that is always a plus if you could be vocal with anybody, I feel like you should be able to be vocal with your sexual partner. Granted, ain't had no troubles between us in that department. However, she does not mind letting me know what she likes and what she don't like. So that's the way it should be. She likes to nigga up about that at the very beginning. So I feel like, to be honest, conversations like that should take place at the very beginning before y'all even get into it. If you could sit down, right? If you could sit down and talk about movies, if you could sit down and talk about music, if you could sit down and talk about the last episode of Game of Thrones, politics, religion, this, that, and other, sex should be somewhat of an easy segue to get into. It should be a topic to where two people should be comfortable with. Not saying that even if you guys are dating, not even saying that if you're going to smash each other, but you could segue into sex topic as in, okay, tell me about your worst sexual experience. What was that like? What did that look like? Damn, he did that. Damn, she did that. Okay, what was it about it that you didn't like?
Yeah.
You could fish for hints, tips, tricks before the clothes even come off. And you could go from there. But yes, critiquing each other should be a given.
These conversations need to be had, especially if it's something that's more than just a little fling.
Mm-hmm.
Because, obviously, if it's just somebody you fucking around with, I don't care to go into that much detail about it.
Right.
Because, if you whack, I'm not about to go through trying to fucking teach your ass. I'm just going to be honest. If it's not something that I see long term,
right,
I might, get my rocks off a couple times. That 9th inning stretch.
Right.
I need to go bust one real quick. You're decent enough to where I can, But, yeah, if it's not something long term, I'm not about to sit here and coach you on this shit. About to teach you some shit for the next nigga. Hell no. Got me fucked all the way up. Shit.
Just like that. Feedback say, I'm not doing that.
Hell no.
I'm not doing that.
Shit.
I don't sound up for that.
For real. But yeah, normalize critiquing each other in the bedroom. There's nothing wrong with it. Put your ego to the side. You don't fucking know everything.
Right.
Not everybody's the same. Normalize critiquing each other in the bedroom.
Yeah.
So that they are Song of the Week, coming back for more.
That is the name of the game.
That is the goal.
Yes. That is the pinnacle of it. That is what you want. And when we say coming back for more, not to where you have to hunt them down and invite them back. It is an experience to the point to where they're like, damn, that nigga knocked my socks off. Damn, she blew my motherfucking mind. I want to try that again. I want to see what that looked like. Do it so damn good to the point to where they get motherfucking jealous. You know what I'm saying? Especially if y'all not in a relationship.
Oh yeah.
And who is that nigga she talking to? Who the fuck is that? What's really going on? That part.
That goes back to being careful what you introduce in the bedroom, though. If you're not actually with this person, that's where you have to be careful about it, because it's very common that, you know, I've done it, you've done it, we've all done it. It's extremely common to have a sexual relationship with somebody that you just don't really know that well.
Right.
We've all done it. I'm not buying that if you haven't before.
Right.
We've all done it. You done laid up on somebody that you didn't really just know who they were, really.
Exactly.
In that scenario, you have to be careful. I don't know how many times we got to stress this, but look, you got to be careful what you introduce in the bedroom, especially if it's not somebody you see something long term with. Because like we said, you can't do that fucking that keep sweat merry-go-round with a perfect dismount on this nigga's dick. And think he's not gonna pop up at your job
for real.
You know,
and they will do that. They will do that. Ladies will do the same thing. Who is that bitch? That's, you know, the drive-through lady at Wendy's. You know what I'm saying? Who's that bitch in the background? You know, that's Netflix. You put that whammy on them. You put that stroke game on them. You put that kung fu grip mushu on them. They will come Romeo and they will come Juliet in your motherfucking house, searching to see what you got going on. So, like you say, you can't whip out the whole bag.
Yeah, you got to, and that goes in all scenarios. You got to ease up, into your whole playbook.
Right.
Don't just bust it all out on a Tuesday. Just you got to warm up to that shit. Take a couple of trips down, because you don't know if you're gonna be fucking this same person 6 months from now.
That's right.
So why the fuck am I gonna pull out all of my tricks and have you cuckoo for my nuts?
Right.
6 months down the line, and I don't see you even or myself wanting to even interact with you 6 months from now.
Right.
I'm not about to do all that. That's the same reason why I don't let chicks know where the hell I live at. That's why I always go over their house.
And that's the biggest thing. It's like, and some guys or girls take pride in that, having somebody Romeoing them or chasing them down or hunting them down over how good they are sexually. But for most people, for adults, for mature people, they see that as a fucking headache. They feel like that's some shit that I'm not trying to deal with. Life is already stressful with Corona, motherfuckers being stupid. Why would you want to add stalker craziness to that level?
Yeah.
So, I'm right there with you.
Because sex in a lot of circles has been known to stand for sacred energy exchange.
Right.
What kind of energy are you trying to exchange, and who are you trying to exchange with? You got to ask yourself these questions, because sex can extremely complicate things.
Yes.
Especially if you're not open and honest about what it is from the jump. Maybe you're kind of on the fence, so you don't know.
Right.
You know, and then, you know, y'all fuck, and then, you know, it goes a couple weeks and you're not really feeling it.
Right.
But you done already been smashing like a motherfucker, and the other person thinks it's more than what it is. You know, it gets murky, so you gotta be careful. You gotta be careful about this shit.
And like you say, an exchange. What happened if that other person ain't putting in as much as you are? You gonna feel drained, you gonna feel broke, and you gonna feel upset. So imagine feeling those feelings with a motherfucker that you just know ain't finna stick around for the long term. Gotta be careful. Got to be careful.
Yep. And don't be selfish.
No.
Do not be selfish.
God, don't be selfish.
Have them coming back for more. That's the theme of this episode.
Yes.
You want them coming back for more.
Not more crazy, not more drama, but
within reason.
Within reason, yes. Positivity. Because a good friend of mine once said, he was like, energy, right? Say energy is not lost, it's just transferred.
Yep.
That's all it is. It is not lost, it's just transferred. So do you want to transfer, what type of energy are you transferring to the person that you're sleeping with? Is that the type of energy you want to be having on a regular basis with some lame ass chorizo or some lame ass mushu? You know, time waits for no man or woman. Mm-hmm. So do you really want to be wasting your time on some lame ass dick or some lame ass mushu?
Yeah, now time is measured by the second.
Yep.
I ain't got time for all that.
Nah, whatsoever.
Shit. So yeah. Hear what we saying. Pick up what we putting down. Please. We're here for y'all.
Means.
We care about y'all. Not really, but
it sounds good. It sounds real good, didn't it? He had y'all, didn't he? He had your motherfucking ass. He had y'all. I know. I could hear all the in the background as soon as he said it. I just know he did. I just know he did.
Yeah.
But, and when we say coming back for more, sometimes it's not even on a sexual plane. Mm-mm. It could be just a person's presence. You know, when you are able to spend time with a person, talking to a person, get to know a person, you want them to come back for more because they enjoy your presence. But do you really want to be around a person where when they call or text and you look and you're like, I don't really feel like dealing with this motherfucker right now. I don't feel like handling it. So, yes, coming back for more doesn't necessarily mean sex. It could be conversation. It can be spending time with each other. It can be getting to know each other. All of these things. So, P-Mac, I have to ask you, in what ways do you have you had someone coming back for more that is not related to sex? What are some ways that you were able to do that?
Conversation is the biggest one.
Right on.
Huge conversationalist. For me, it's attractive for me when a woman can keep my attention
right
without having to have her titties all out, having to have on some little bitty ass shorts,
right,
having to talk about sex. That shit is extremely attractive to me when I can just focus on you, get to know you, and it's nothing sexually related at all.
Right.
So that's been the biggest one for me is literally just conversation. Shit, let's just go chop it up. Go down, by the lake, go somewhere, just go chop it up,
Right on.
That's been the biggest thing for me. What about you?
I have to co-sign that. You know what I'm saying? Somebody to where we can talk about a whole variety of things. Yep. So with my day-to-day job, I do mostly nothing but listen. That is my thing. Do I talk some? Sure. But for the most part, I'm doing a lot of listening. So when I get to know this person, specifically like Angelica, when me and her first start talking, one of the biggest things she say, what are you looking for in a relationship? I say, babe, I go to war with the world every day. When I get to know you, when we get each other, get on that level, I don't want to go to war with you. I want to be able to just be able to chill, chop it up, let my guard down, let my hair down. So being able to hold those conversations in a safe place, but be able to bounce about different things and not be one-dimensional. Oh, all she want to talk about is Netflix. Oh, all I want to talk about is work or whatever. No, but being able to hold those free-moving conversations to the point to where, like we talked about before, the old school, I have my feet up on the wall in the dark, music playing in the background type shit, some high five, good old days.
Damn.
Things of that nature going on. Also, sense of humor. If you could, like they say, if you could get that person to grin you in, if you could spend time with them, have them laughing, being as Angelica call it extra. That's the extra. She say you be doing the damn most, but holding the conversation and laughter. Those have been my go-to, and it seems to be working pretty damn good.
Yeah, I feel you on that because I know me. I know I'm mature enough to know when to be serious. Obviously,
right
now. I can be extremely immature at times too, but that just comes from not trying to. I don't want to sit around here being serious all the time. Right. I want to be able to joke around and and roast each other without you getting sensitive about me roasting your big toe or something like that. I want to be able to somebody that's not gonna take shit too seriously,
right? And
so that definitely is another thing that is extremely attractive to me.
Yes,
is somebody that doesn't take shit too seriously. Look, it's not like we're gonna make it out alive out of this story in the end anyway. So yes, I do know when to be serious, obviously,
right?
But yeah, I like to get my jokes off and just get my giggles out. That's
the name of the game, because like you say, we only live once, and like you say, we know when we push the button, the envelope a little too far, and we apologize.
We straddle that
but on a regular basis,
like
bro. But it's so much fun, though.
It is. It really is.
It's so much fun. And hell, I could tell you, quick, fast, and you irk me. And when she says, I just feel it in her spirit. But it's so it really do. I'm sorry, babe. I know you listening, but it does. But at the same time, to be able to, like you say, flip that switch. If we're joking around and say, for instance, a important topic comes up, a serious topic come up, and be like, okay, let's tuck that shit in and see what's going on. So, we poke, we prod, we get down to it, right? So my question to you is, we talked about
shit. We talked about a lot of shit up on here.
We did. We talked about a lot of shit. We talked about how we poke and prod. We talked about how to keep them coming back for more in that sense of besides sex and things of that nature. So say, for instance, they're coming back for more, right? But just how we like to poke and prod, women enjoy being petty. Mm-hmm. What is your first response if she starts being petty?
Did we not talk about this the last episode? I'm Petty Kruger. I'm going to be petty back.
Say that is all there is to it.
An eye for an eye. I'm going to fight fire with fire. You want to be petty? I'm going to be petty too. We're going to see who blink first.
See what's going to happen. Mm-hmm. You know what I found out that is absolutely fun and amazing?
What's up?
I used to do it on a regular basis back in the day. But I found out that it works even better now. Just don't acknowledge it. If you see their whims of being petty and you just sit up there and be like, oh, okay, well.
This is true.
It just go on about a conversation, or you also. You just gonna move my shoes like that. You know good and well that my shoes be right here, and then you just gonna move them. Okay, whatever. And you going about your day, pick up your shoes, put them on, or something like that. The reaction is awesome.
And see, I use that more for when they're pissed about something.
Right.
Now, let me preface this by saying, when they're pissed about something that I know they're wrong about.
Got you.
If you sitting here bitching about something, and I know that you're just acting an ass, and you're actually in the wrong, I'm not gonna give it any. I'm not gonna give it any of my time.
I'm gonna
sit back. I'm gonna let you stomp, slam cabinets, knock doors off the hinges. I'm gonna let you do all that, and I'm gonna be like, "You feel better?" You will not get a reaction out of me. Maybe that's the part of me that's a dick.
Hey,
but when I know you're wrong,
right?
Oh, I'm gonna get you. I'm gonna get you by doing nothing.
I need to work on it, because my thing is, if I know you're wrong, I'm gonna be patient for a little bit. But if I do not hear my bad, I'm sorry, my fuck, because my thing has always been this: I could be very, very, and Helica Angel Face be the first one to tell you, I could be very standoffish. I could be very rooted. I could be very, very stubborn. So with me and her, I've gotten better about certain things, and she's gotten better about certain things as far as us come to a mutual agreement about solving shit. But at the same time, if some shit didn't get said initially, my mouth used to go off, bro. Not in a disrespectful manner, of course, but the first thing that came up here and it's not matching up with how I feel it should be. Like, if I felt like she was in the wrong about something, no, you in the wrong because da-da-da-da-da-da. Then she'll say, really? Then she'll break it down. Then I'll be kind of like, shit, okay. Maybe she got a point. Maybe she right. So I need to work on that. I do. If I feel like I'm right, just let it go. Yeah, just don't say nothing. I'm getting better at it. She'll tell you that. And she's getting better at it, but no doubt.
And then, there's a lot of times there's a lot of women that they won't they apologize in different ways, I'll say. They apologize without actually saying it. Right. It's little actions where you got to figure out, okay, that's her way. Okay. Right. So she knows she was wrong. All right.
But
see, part of me is still like, I still need to hear it.
I need to hear
I want to hear it.
You know what I mean? It's ironic that you said it because I ain't going to lie. I'm that way sometimes when I'm trying to apologize because I think it's funny. I use it as an icebreaker. You know what I'm saying? If I know that she's upset, I'll be like, what you eat today? You hungry? You know,
you know what my move is?
What's it?
When I know I'm wrong, but I don't actually just want to say it.
What's it?
I'd be like, man, come here, man. Just come here, man. That's my go-to, man.
I feel you on that, though. I feel you, because then that's when the fake fight.
Yeah.
I ain't coming over there.
Like,
man, if you don't come over
here. Shit.
Damn.
And, you know, you start kissing, you be like, I'm sorry. Right.
No doubt.
But that's I'm giving away free game here too. Shit, that's why. Man, come here, man.
Yes.
Shit.
And I guess one of the biggest reasons for me is the reason why I don't have a problem sometimes starting shit is because I don't have a problem apologizing for the most part. Of course, like I say, I ask, "Do you want something to eat?" or I joke around in that manner to kind of break the ice. But I feel like
it goes right back to that pride. That pride shit. Pride comes
does.
before the fall. Check your pride at the door when you're in a relationship.
When you're in a relationship and with somebody that you love and you care about, you'll want to do any and everything to make that situation right between them. Like you say, pride be down. If, like I say, I used to be very standoffish, but then I also saw how it was impacting her, how it was hurting her. And I was like, if you love somebody, you don't treat them like that. You know, you don't handle them that way. So it was and it is an adjustment. But if I know that I'm wrong, I have no problem saying, hey, you know what, my bad. And I don't understand why so many, particularly men, have a hard time going that route. There's nothing wrong with saying, hey, I fucked up. You said with your boys, players fuck up. My bad. You said when you at work, you said when you with friends, family. But if it's the person that you with and you gonna spend the rest of your life with that you care about, what reward, what incentive do you have by not saying it? So
absolutely nothing. And it brings me to an interesting question for those that are listening. How do y'all apologize when you know you're in the wrong?
Yes.
I'm curious to know. We might have to post this in the group to see how people.
I agree.
I know there's going to be a lot of fuckery and foolishness by several individuals. I know who the hell they are too, and I'm pretty sure you know who the hell they are too.
Oh yeah.
But let's post that in the group tomorrow and see what responses we get. I want to know how do y'all apologize when you know you were 100% in the wrong? How do y'all apologize? I definitely want to hear that.
Right. Because that is an interesting topic, because sometimes when a person can't apologize, that could foster resentment. Yeah. You know what I'm saying, from the other party, especially if that person is in the wrong and they don't apologize. That makes a relationship very one-sided. That makes that other person feel like they either going to be very angry or they feel like that they're going to have to walk on eggshells all the time.
Yep. Because
my voice ain't being heard. Or, I mean, that's with anybody. If they feel like that they're not being respected enough, that you don't care about me enough to give me an apology, it's not gonna last. It's just not.
Yeah. Damn Skippy. So hear what we saying, damn it. We just trying to, we're your relationship gurus. We're just trying to help y'all. We know what the fuck we're talking about. Like we said, we don't speak on shit we don't know, that we're not knowledgeable about.
Period. And the thing
pick up what we putting down.
Yes. Because we're giving it for free. We're giving you right now emotional Girl Scout cookies, yo.
There you go.
Free of charge.
Thin Mint, shortbread, all that shit.
All of it. Right here. For the low price of free.
All that shit. Fuck, completely off topic, but that you mentioned that. I was fucking watching like a compilation video of like the Joe Budden podcast, the greatest moments. And I can't believe I missed this episode. Okay. But Joe was talking about when he was a kid. When he was younger, he was selling Boy Scout cookies. That nigga Ball was like, where did you get some sick ass Boy Scout cookies from?
Come on, man.
You know Maul didn't let him make it on that, man.
Maul don't be giving
me. So I want to know, man.
Where?
I'm like, if this shit actually gets to you, ladies and gentlemen, we have entered that segment. Joe Budden, we need answers.
Yes, we need
Where
answers.
did you get some Boy Scout cookies from? That shit fucked me up when I saw that. If I can find that clip, I'm gonna send that shit to you. That shit had me dying.
Swing it. I have to see that shit.
Oh, that shit had me rolling, man. I can't believe I missed that episode.
How they're different from the Girl Scouts. I need to know. Do they got different names? Do they got different flavors?
That shit fucked me up, man.
Like you say, we need answers.
Yeah, we need some answers, man. Come on,
like, straight up.
we need answers on that, man. That shit fucked me up when I heard that.
Oh man, but it's
Boy
cool.
Scout cookies. Man.
What is cool that he was confident enough to throw that shit out there.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So kudos to him, man.
Yeah, that's how you should be with your homies, man. You should
agree.
be able to walk out on that ledge and you know,
throw it
it's
out
all
there.
good. It's like fuck it.
It's gonna be
own that shit.
Yeah. Because anytime you're around people that you feel comfortable with, a little roasting is gonna be involved. But it's also gonna be like, bro, where how the fuck did that happen? Talk to me. Walk me through it.
Because I got some.
Because this is my first time ever heard about Boy Scout cookies. I never
heard of this shit before that.
Never.
Before that.
So on the real, I'm be genuinely intrigued.
And,
Yeah.
you know how Maul give it up, so he was not letting him have. He was roasting shit out that nigga.
I guess Mom was like, I owe you.
He was like, who the hell even gave you some Boy Scout cookies to sell? Anyway.
Oh,
man.
shit.
Yeah, I'm going to
man.
find that shit and show you that shit.
Swing
that,
that,
shit
man.
good,
Swing that. Please
oh,
do.
Man. Shit.
Please do.
Oh, man. But yes, please pick up what we're putting down. Check your
Yes.
ego at the door.
Leave it.
You know, make sure you leave them coming back for more, especially if it's somebody you cut for.
Yes.
Because then another aspect of that is, and I'm gonna speak to the fellas. If you on top of your game, in the bedroom or out, you know, back to the conversation thing. It doesn't have to be sexually. You want them coming back,
Right.
especially if you cut for them. From experience, fellas, if you on top of your game, when you leave them coming back for more, watch the benefits that come with that, especially if it's somebody you cut for, because she will go above and beyond. If you treat her right, take care of business in and out of the bedroom,
Right.
she's giving that back to you tenfold.
Easily. And I think what ends up happening is a lot of guys get to that step. And what I mean by that is having them coming back for more, but they get complacent.
Take it for granted.
They take it for granted. They don't appreciate the fact that, like, she would do something out of this world for you. She would go above and beyond the call of duty, and instead of them being thankful or even reciprocating or even trying to game up.
Oh, I got her. She ain't going nowhere.
She ain't going nowhere. For what? What's the point? Look at her. She'll do whatever I say.
Mm-hmm.
They are more concerned with the outside appearances as opposed to how can I reciprocate what she done did? Because if we're talking about exchange, right?
Mm-hmm.
You served the ball in her court. You put it out there. She brought it back 10 times harder, which means you don't stop the volley.
Mm-mm.
You don't stop the rotation. If anything, damn, like that? Okay, let me go ahead and step that up. Let me show her that what she just did, she could have complete comfort. It wasn't a mistake. Because sometimes when ladies, yes, they will sit up there and be like, coming back for more. True. But when they start, like you say, bringing it 10 times harder, in the back of their mind, sometimes a certain piece of uncertainty is there. Damn it, I do enjoy spending time with them. Damn, the sex is great. I enjoy this. You know what? I am going to cook him dinner. I am going to give him a massage. I am going to look after his kids. I am going to so on and so on and so forth. But in the back of their mind, sometimes there's that little tingle that, am I being a fool by doing too much? Is he going to take advantage of me? Is he going to leave me? Is he going to make me seem like everything, because they talk to their friends. Girl, you stupid. Why you doing all that for him? You guys did good, or y'all this, that, and other. Damn, are they right? So, fellas, do you want to be that guy that proves her friends or that doubt, that casts that piece of doubt in the back of her mind correct? Match it. Give her more. That's what you need to do if you want her to continuously come back for more. Like you say, she'll return it tenfold.
Because, fellas, do not be that guy that goes all out while you're still trying to convince her to give you a chance. And then when she comes around, you just forget about all the stuff. The real work starts when you get her.
Yes.
Don't be that guy that, I got her. Cool. I can settle in. Do my shit now. I spend all day on the game. I go hang out with the fellas. I ain't gotta hang out with her like I was when I was still trying to get her because I already got her. Don't be that guy.
Don't.
Because that'll be the quickest way for her to step out on your ass.
Yeah.
Then what you gonna do? You gonna be angry and dissatisfied if you find out she step out on you.
Yep.
And it's gonna be nobody's fault but yours.
That's it. That is it. Because how the old song go? Same thing it took to get your baby hooked. It's the same thing you got to do. You got to do the same thing to keep her. Yep. So complacency is an absolute relationship killer.
Yep.
And if you want to be in competition with yourself. If you don't feel like you want to be in competition with her, be in competition with yourself. She do something good, you do something better, then you're like, okay, I got to outdo what I did before. Take great pride in that. There's nothing wrong, but I think like it goes back to pride and ego, and it sometimes go back to not just us as men, but what other people think. Oh, you pussy whip. Oh, you sprung. Oh, you just she jumped. You say ha or this, that, and other.
Never listen to that shit because that shit always stems from them wanting what you got.
That part.
It never fails. It always stems from that.
That part.
You can't listen to that shit. Trust right here.
Right.
Stuff in the basement that'll never lead you wrong. That gut feeling.
Right.
Because niggas be jealous on some shit, man.
Hard. And it may not even be that you got the baddest bitch. It could just be the relationship itself, that stability, that comfort, that support, that rock of a woman. Some niggas on the outside looking at that and want to ruin it because they just don't have that, and they see how happy you are. That's why I tell baby girl, I say I'm fortunate to have the clique that I run with, which is you and my brothers, for the most part. I have other people that I associate with, that I'm cool with, but I know that at any given time and place, if she be like, hey, come on through, I want to see you, I want to spend time with you, so on and so forth, I already know my boy P-Mac, the bad guy's going to be like, bro, I'll catch you on the flip, fuck with me later on. It won't be no hoorah, no high capping, no bootlegging. None of that.
100.
So, fellas, like P-Mac said, go with your gut. Go with what's right. It'll never lead you wrong. When it comes down to satisfying a woman, when it comes down to making sure she comes back in that realm, check your ego, leave it at the door. At that point in time, it is not old enough to drink. It is not allowed in the club. Mm-hmm. Leave it there. Then rock with it.
For real. Hell to the yeah. Yeah, that's how we rocking with this week. You know, we had to lay it on extra thick, since we took a little break last week.
Yes.
But yeah, pick up what we putting down,
please do.
Yeah, as I mentioned, last week was just I had to say fuck last week. I did not have it. There was nothing appealing about anything going on last week at all. But as you can imagine, my phone was actually blowing up last Thursday. Right on. With me being the huge basketball fan that I am.
Right.
It's blowing up. Hey, what do you think about the NBA boycott and all this stuff? It's followed by the same question. Do you think they should boycott? Short answer, yes. Mm-hmm. And before I, really get into why, I had several people, I don't see why they boycotting. It ain't nothing going to change by them not playing. If anything, they should just keep playing. It's going to put more eyes on it. They're going to put, Black Lives Matters on the court, on the jerseys, all that to bring more awareness to it. If anything, it's just keeping more eyes on it that they're playing.
Right.
To those people, I just want to ask y'all this one question. Because they say, what do they have to gain by sitting out and not playing?
Right. My
question back to them is, what has actually happened since they've been playing?
Exactly.
If we want to be completely honest.
That is a damn
how much has anybody talked about Breonna Taylor, Ahmaud Arbery, George Floyd since the NBA restarted? How much has anybody really talked about it? Because all I've been hearing is Luka's 40-point triple-double walk-off game winner, Paul George's playoff struggles.
Right.
Is LeBron going to lead a third franchise? This is the stuff I'm hearing. I'm not hearing. When's the last time you even heard anybody say Ahmaud Arbery?
It's been a whole minute.
So by them boycotting, it was right back to the forefront again.
That quick.
So, yeah, I applauded them for doing it. Yeah. I applauded them because, they were sitting there saying, they put Black Lives Matters on the court, on the jerseys, all this stuff. I applaud Adam Silver for the job he did with that.
Right.
Huge basketball fan. This is why Adam Silver, in my opinion, is the best commissioner in all of sports right now. He came up with a safe way to finish the season, while also, keeping eyes on the social injustice that's going on.
Right.
I applaud that. But it's almost like, okay, well, what else? How are you following this up?
Exactly.
Because putting it on the court, on the jerseys, that's all well and good. But I think it was the episode with Anna. This is what I equated to.
Okay.
Think back to 9/11.
Right.
When them hijackers took over the planes, what'd they say? Everybody stay calm. We're going back to the airport to make our demands.
Mm-hmm.
They weren't doing that.
No.
It was just so everybody would relax so that they could carry out their actual plan.
Correct.
All of this, putting stuff all on the court, all the murals that all these cities are painting. Fucking, I think Hulu's trying to fucking make a documentary about Breonna Taylor. The NFL is talking about playing Lift Every Voice. All that shit is a smokescreen to me.
Right.
To make it seem like they actually have our back in this fight when they're not actually doing anything.
Superficial.
So I applaud the NBA 100%.
Yeah.
No, let me rephrase that, because that wasn't the NBA's decision.
Mm-hmm.
That was the players' decision.
That's correct.
I applaud the players for realizing how much power they truly have.
Correct.
Putting pressure on these owners. If they don't play, there ain't no money being put in these owners' pockets.
At all. No.
I know there's no money being put in their pockets either, but this is bigger than basketball.
Right.
You don't think these owners are tight with politicians in the cities that these big stadiums and arenas are in?
Heavy.
You don't think they make political contributions to, senators, mayors, all this kind of stuff,
right.
Elected officials? Yes. So I applaud them for forcing their hand. And now what do we have? We have major arenas in the city that are going to serve as polling stations.
Yeah.
All of these kind of things. So I 100% agree with it. I was almost leaning towards I was going to be fine if they just canceled the whole season. That's where
Likewise.
I thought it was going.
Right.
Now, obviously, again, I'm a huge basketball fan. I'm fine with them playing.
Right.
But I would have had no issue at all with if they would have sat out.
No.
If they would have kept sitting out, I would have had no issue with it. There were a lot of people that did not feel that way. And that just comes from they just want to watch basketball. I'm like, that's all well and good. This is bigger than basketball, though.
Right. Because, so what you're trying to say is, not you, but people that have a problem with it, they're good enough to entertain you, but they're not good enough to live a positive, fearless life. I mean, a positive, worry-free life. And it reminded me of like a comic strip that I saw on Twitter. And it basically goes, man and his wife talking. And he says, I'm sick of these athletes talking about politics. Why can't they just stick to sports? That's their job. Then his wife says, but you're not an athlete, right? And he was like, right. And yet, you won't shut up about sports. So, how can we sit up there, or how can people sit up there and say, oh, well, I just want basketball. I just want sports. Leave politics out of it. But they're not willing to do the same thing. Motherfuckers don't come home and just talk about their job all day and nothing else. So, these people are people. It is bigger than sports, but some people want to. Oh well, it'll help during these challenging times. No, there's a lot of other shit that could be taken care of, but this is a challenge that needs to be met head on. Mm-hmm. It's been going on for too long. We've been trying to do any and everything possible in order for it to be laid back, to be chill, to be understood, peaceful protest. Still continue, but if you really want to get people's attention, you hit their money. Mm-hmm. That shuts shit down. Whoa, hold on now. That something ain't right. And that, like you say, if they was to cancel the season, one of my favorite all-time athletes is Muhammad Ali. Right, he was in the prime of his career. He got drafted to go over there and fight. And he said no, and people was like, "Oh, he's a draft dodger." No, he didn't draft dodge shit. He took that to the head. He took that on the chin. He went to jail for it. Why? Because he said, not now one of them other people over there in that country ever called me a nigga. So why am I going to go over there, pillage, shoot, hurt them when I get treated unfairly here? So if they were to shut it down, okay. So instead of you being mad at the people for shutting it down, the athletes for shutting it down, why not be mad about the police officers and the people that's doing it that originally took it away from you? If you got that much energy to do that, wouldn't be mad at them. Oh, but it's about the flag, our troops, or whatever else. So I need you to have the same energy when the president of the United States called troops losers. Or I'll take that back. Called troops that enlist suckers. Called those that lost their lives losers. Have the same energy.
And and when it comes to that, it extremely is baffling to me that the same people that demonize Jacob Blake because of his criminal history vote for Donald Trump.
Correct.
It makes no sense to me.
A lot of it does.
Given the allegations that Donald Trump has against him versus what Jacob Blake was under investigation for.
Correct.
Don't tell me that that Jacob Blake being black that has nothing to do with it. The same way I'm tired of this same old narrative that all you have to do is comply and you will not be shot.
Bruh, I read a story that happened in Minneapolis, if I'm not mistaken. This is so ironic because it kind of ties into what we were talking about on the podcast. White guy, white family. He gets into it with his wife because they're not having enough sex. He shoots her, kills her. Next door, neighbors. Shoots, kill both of them. They outside. Both of them black. 12 years old, and I'm unsure how old the other lady is. He goes in his basement. If I'm not mistaken, shoots at least 40 rounds at police officers. Lives to still have his mug shot taken. Can't tell me race don't play a part in it. Just can't.
No. Because that may work. I'm just going to go ahead and say it. You know me to be extremely blunt.
Right.
I'm going to go ahead and say it. That whole, if you comply, you won't be shot, that shit only works if you're white. It's different rules for us. In regards to that, it should be shooting and killing somebody should be a last resort as a cop. When it's us, it's on sight.
It's the first resort.
Watching that video, they had it made up in their mind they was gonna shoot Jacob Blake no matter what. That's how I took that video.
Right. Regardless if it was gonna be right there in the grass, it just happened to be him making it to the car.
I don't want to hear nothing about he was going for a knife. He was still unarmed.
Right.
That's your job as a police officer, is to de-escalate situations. You can't tell me that 3 of y'all couldn't take him down.
You got nightsticks, if they still do, I don't know. You got tasers, pepper spray. There are many different actions where you could take a man down. Like you say, multiple men can take one man down. But that was your first reaction. And some of it is one of the biggest things that is very frustrating with a lot of this stuff is I know good police officers. I know some that are great at their job. They practice community policing. They get to know the people. They speak with them. They engage with them. So we know that they're out there. But the thing that hurts is the fact that when that cover-up starts, the lack of accountability, that is where the rage comes from. We're not asking for special treatment. We just want equality. We just want accountability. Give us that, which is, to be honest, fair and the bare minimum. Because guess what? If we shot somebody in the damn back, we going to jail.
Yeah. And people love to bring up the little 5-year-old kid, Cannon, that was killed in his front yard by the neighbor.
Yeah.
They love to bring that up. Oh, well, y'all ain't talking about that. Because that man was arrested less than 12 hours later, and he is going to be prosecuted.
Yep.
At the fullest extent of the law.
Yep.
That don't happen with us.
Nope. They get a free vacation, administrative leave. That ding dings, come out of your tax dollars. That is getting paid. His salary is still getting paid while he over there cut away. And guess what? If the family decides to sue, who you think gonna pay for that? Tax dollars.
Yep.
Sure, they got insurance, but who paid for the insurance? Tax dollars. So it's just not. It's not right. No matter how it's looked at, So no, if they don't want to shut up and dribble, I commend them. If they don't, if football, I'm a huge football fan. If they refuse to take a snap, I'm okay with it. Perfectly all right with it.
Yeah. Because this is how stuff has to happen. I mean, the fact that little history lesson. This is the second time in NBA history where there's been a boycott of games. You know, the last time or the first time was 1961. Mm-hmm. Bill Russell and some other Celtics players boycotted for the same reason that they're boycotting now. 1961. That's 59 years.
Wow.
Of the same shit.
That's crazy. Did not know that.
Did not know that. It's ridiculous that all this time later, it's still the same fight. Like, that's literally why I say this shit is all a smokescreen. We didn't ask for no documentary about Breonna Taylor. We didn't ask for these murals in the streets and on the courts and on the back of jerseys and everything. We don't. Mm-mm. All we want is to be treated fairly.
That's it.
That's it. Like, I literally am just curious. What did we do to make us be hated that much to where y'all basically want to just exterminate us? Because that's what it seems like. We are being targeted and just eradicated. What did we do to deserve this? That's all I want to know.
You ain't going to get a concrete answer on it. It's going to be multiple things. And it's going to be all, believe it or not, superficial. Oh, you're inferior to us. You're beneath us. You're supposed to serve us. You're dumb. You're ignorant. You're stupid. All these things aren't true. None of it is true. But that is how they feel. And to a certain extent, it boils down to insecurity. A secure or confident man would care less about what another man is doing, regardless of his race, gender, creed, honor, whatever. But you feel some type of way just by my skin. How insecure does that make you feel? Just the fact that I was born this way, but you already dislike me or feel inadequate around me. So I think a lot of it deals with insecurity. No. That is the biggest thing.
Yeah. It just, some of y'all are running out of excuses. Y'all running out of excuses. Y'all say comply, you won't be shot. I can already disprove that. Philando could still comply. What happened to him? Got shot right in front of his daughter. Right. Oscar Grant complied. He was handcuffed on the ground, face down. Right. Not a threat. Got shot in his back.
Right.
Put your hands up. Hands in plain sight. Mike Brown did that. Still got shot.
There you go.
I don't know what y'all want to do. We can't even be in our homes and feel safe.
Without getting shot.
Breonna Taylor was in her home. Couldn't feel safe. Botham Jean couldn't go home. Shot.
There you go.
Y'all are running out of excuses. I really want to know. Because it's ridiculous.
It is.
And it's ridiculous how shit is portrayed. Specifically, the New York Post. Mm-hmm. The kid, Kyle Rittenhouse.
Yeah.
After he was arrested, they put him on the front page cleaning graffiti.
Yeah.
When Trayvon Martin was killed, what did the front of the New York Post say?
Dude.
Trayvon Martin had trace elements of marijuana in his system.
Yep.
We are demonized and vilified all because of the color of our skin.
That's it. There's no shape, form, or fashion, or fair shake.
It is just unbelievable to me that the color of our skin is a weapon.
Correct. One that we don't even see it as. At all, period. We just trying to live our life. But to them, it is an ultimate threat. Ain't adding up.
I'm not trying to go on no more about this before I really get pissed off.
Understandable.
But yeah, for those of y'all that ask me, I completely salute the NBA.
Very much.
And to touch on that real quick before we get up out of here, for everybody that is, saluting and championing the NBA, please, please, please do not forget to acknowledge the WNBA as well. Because I'm going to tell you right now, the WNBA is probably the most unified league in all of sports.
Yep.
The thing that, everything that women have to deal with in the world, it needs to be highlighted and acknowledged, and they need to be championed and supported because of it. Because look, women, they are the backbone of this universe. Without women, there are no children. This world will not function without women. So please champion them, champion the women in Major League Soccer, because they have been very instrumental in all of this as well.
Yes.
Just do not forget about that. I know the NBA marquee pulls in a ton of revenue. I get it. Do not forget about the WNBA. It's astonishing to me the lack of credit and the spotlight that they get for everything that they have to endure, not only as a professional league, but just as women in general.
Very much so.
Do not forget about them.
You can't, and that's what makes, like you say, the NBA is on a bigger scale, revenue-wise, compared to the WNBA. But that is also what makes their sacrifice that much more just huge, because I think we talked about it before. The pay scale for the WNBA compared to the NBA, those wonderful women aren't making nowhere near the type of money that they should be making. So for them to boycott, run risk of not getting paid, revenue, missing out on exposure, things of that nature, they're making a hefty sacrifice.
And like, to put it in perspective for some of y'all that aren't aware of what we're talking about, somebody like Russell Westbrook's huge contract that he's on, he makes more in half of a game than a lot of those women make for a whole season. To put it in perspective,
think about that.
82 game season, he plays one half, 24 minutes. Doesn't even play the full 24 minutes either, but plays 24 minutes, and he makes more than they make in a full season.
That's cold.
Just to put that in perspective,
we got to bring that up, especially next part, like equal pay and the benefits of it, and how women should get paid the same as men, because it's only fair. It's only right. Her job, I'm not saying that a man's job, a lot of men's job end when they get home, but when she got to work a 9 to 5, plus deal with, like you say, deal with the shit that she got to deal with, possibly at work, possibly in a toxic environment, then come home, most likely be a mom. Because who do kids run to first? They may be excited to see dad, but they have greater expectations for mom. Mommy, I'm hungry. Mommy, read me this book. Mama, I want to show you something. Mama this, mama that. Their job don't stop when they get home. If anything, it's more amplified than ever. So how that equal pay will help out when they get home. Put more food on the table. Help pay more bills. Help being able to send their kids on field trips, education-wise, all of these things. So for the life of me, I do not understand the dragging of feet with this issue, because it is highly important. So it's like, when it comes down to women, Congress and other people want to control everything. Birth control, abortions, all of these things. Equal pay, their funding. But don't want to help out in the slightest bit at all to help them get to another level, which is equal footing with men, which will only help and be beneficial to marriage, relationships as a whole. So yeah, I think that'll probably be something we could touch on, but no, I'm with you on that. That is insane. This disparity in pay is crazy.
Yep. Yeah. Especially when they've been vocal about not actually wanting to make as much as the men, just the percentage. Well, I think when it comes to the NBA, I think the players, they get like 50% of the revenue.
Right.
And the NBA, something along
those
lines.
It's up there.
The WNBA, I don't know if it's increased. The last time I remember, the WNBA was, I think, like, they get like 22% of the revenue.
Are you serious?
All they've asked for was to also get 50% or however much their counterparts.
Yes.
I mean, not the same amount, obviously, because they don't play as many games.
Right.
And, the revenue is significantly lower that's being brought in, even though it has been increasing. They're just looking for that same percentage-wise.
It's only fair. It's only fair.
Like, hell, in my opinion, that's even lowballing.
Right.
I think they deserve way more than that.
I agree.
But I understand that they just are wanting just that, the same thing that us as black men are wanting, for equality, to be treated the same way. They're fighting the same fight.
Same battle.
That needs to be highlighted as well.
Right. I agree.
because it's almost like that shit with Meg Thee Stallion and Tory Lanez.
Right.
You knew what the hell she was doing when she wasn't speaking out on this when the shit first went down.
Exactly.
Because she knows how we are treated when we have to interact with law enforcement.
Exactly.
Even in that now, again, this is all, allegedly.
Right.
I'm only going off of what I've heard about this because Tory Lanez ain't saying shit, which speaks volumes.
There you go. When I say
I'm only going off of the shit that I've heard.
Mm-hmm.
You know what the hell she was doing,
right?
Even in allegedly in what went down,
mm-hmm.
the wherewithal to still protect essentially us,
right?
That is the strength of women,
yes,
specifically black women in this instance. That can't go unnoticed.
That is true.
Like, we got to do better. We got to do better.
All the way around. I'm with you on that. That's a lot.
I'm about to get pissed. I'm about to get pissed. Shit.
So I'm home with the good stuff, P-Mac. What else you got?
Last but certainly not least, to top off last week, thoughts and prayers out to the family of Chadwick Boseman.
Yes.
That was rough.
Yes.
Much like with Kobe, much like with Nipsey Hussle, and much like even with Michael Jackson, this was something unexpected.
Very.
And that just came out of nowhere.
Right.
And number one, I have to applaud him. The word that comes to mind is selflessness.
Yes.
To deal with something like that and still devote the time and energy for our entertainment. I think he did 9-10 movies in these last 4 years.
Yeah, when he was
for us.
Yeah. When he found out he had stage 3 colon cancer, he still did 10 movies after that. Like I said, countless surgeries and chemo, and to be ridiculed throughout some of that. Oh, he looked like the Crack Panther. Oh, what is he doing? Some people thought he was losing weight for a role, but in reality, that man was in a fight for his life.
Yeah, because there was even just this past All-Star Weekend. Remember, he was one of the dunk contest judges, and people were wondering why he seemed so disinterested. Right, the entire time. It makes sense now, and exactly. It just so yeah, I have to, selflessness is the word that comes to mind, but also just strength. Right. Pure strength of that man. And it goes with, or what I think also needs to be recognized here is his team that he had around him. Man. Family and his team. Because, there's a lot of people, they'll leak that for clout, for financial gain. Yes. The people around him kept that in tight. Bro. And they have to be commended for that as well. For real. Especially in today's climate.
In order for attention, like you say, clout, yeah, that...
Because attention is a hell of a drug.
It is. And a crazy, I seen an interview with, I think his name Clark Peters. He was one of the actors in The Five Bloods. And he was doing I want to say it was a British interview. Have you seen The Five Bloods?
Not yet.
Spike Lee movie? Okay. He was also in The Wire. He was one of the detectives in The Wire. Otis. He was Otis in The Five Bloods. But anyway, he was interviewed recently about the situation and the passing of Chadwick Boseman. And he literally broke down on TV. And it was not because of what a lot of people think. What I mean by that is while they're interviewing him, they were asking him basic questions. What was it like? And he was like, in a nutshell, he felt bad. He felt horrible because he was like, in our craft, it is to pass down knowledge. I like to help people that are on set or whatever. And he said, I feel horrible. And it was like, wow, what's going on? He was like, because I'm sitting here and I'm watching this young man, and he's over there getting the Chinese massages. He's getting the people are tending to him, massaging his back and bringing him water, putting the towels on him, they're babying him. And the whole time I'm thinking, he was thinking that the success of Black Panther had went through his head. he didn't know the man was struggling with what he was struggling with. And he just started breaking down. It's like, well, you didn't know. He was like, I know that. But we were out there running around in 105, 104 degree weather with 40-pound backpacks or cameras and this, that, and other. He didn't complain once. So it also goes, you just don't know another man's struggle. You don't know. No. He didn't know that everything that man was going through, but the regret of feeling that way in that moment impacted him in that way. So yeah, he signified what a king and what strength looks like.
Yeah.
So
most definitely.
Shout out to that man.
For real. And I don't have the energy to sit here feeling like going off on people or anything like that. But to everybody that's sitting there talking about, oh, I hope they finish Black Panther 2, y'all need to grow up and get it together, because that's not the time.
Nah.
And I'm gonna leave it at that. I don't have the energy to go on with that shit.
Right.
But yeah, salute to Chadwick Boseman. Another one gone too soon, but damn it,
man,
legend.
Yes,
straight up legend.
Very much so, through and through.
Did it again, hour 20.
It's okay. We getting better.
Yeah.
We will get there.
Yeah, shit. That's about all I got. You got anything else?
That's it.
Well, as always, it is your boy, Bad Guy P-Mac.
Hey, it's your boy, the Walking Holiday He-Man.
We got our birthday coming up.
Yep.
Turn that down. Got our birthday coming up. So, yeah, we'll hit it back next week. I don't know what the hell we're going to do for it yet, but we're going to bring the goods like only we can do, because only we can do it.
Yep.
I'm going to let our song of the week ride out.
Just like that.
Turn it down small. And we'll see y'all next week for our birthday. Peace.
Later.
I don't got no patience, no. Get your pretty ass over here. I'm tired.